So I want to talk about team driving with a box truck. Now, if you are a solo driver, you still can watch this video because maybe you'll get some insight and want to put some things together. But this is talking about team driving. I know a lot of people want to get in the box truck business and want to make as much money as possible. You know, it's peak season right now with Amazon, and that's a lot of money out there. But then after the peak season go, how are you going to make the most money, bang for your buck, as they say, right? Our drivers go everywhere, from North Carolina, Oregon, all the way to San Diego to New York City. It doesn't matter. We are willing to take the runs. But if you notice in our videos, our drivers are team drivers. Granted, we have other drivers who just do solo that we dispatch for. We look for team drivers because we're able to get better rates. So here's a load that they took last week from Richmond, California, all the way to Lakeland, Florida. So Richmond, California, if you don't know, is the Bay Area, is right above San Francisco, and Lakeland, Florida is in Central Florida, is right under Orlando, next to Kissimmee, which is Disney World. Why I took it and how much they made. One, I had them already in the Bay Area. They were already in San Francisco because they had came originally from Orlando, went to San Antonio, stopped in Los Angeles for Thanksgiving, then took a load up to the Bay Area around Tracy, then stayed the night in San Francisco, went to Sparks, Nevada, then came back with another load, and they were available. And by this time it was a weekend, it was a Monday. And the thing is, they need to get back to Orlando. And luckily for us, we found a load that took us directly to Orlando in the area. Sometimes we get that, sometimes we don't. And I always hear drivers say that they gotta be back by a certain time. You know, I go out on Monday, I need back by Friday. I go out on Tuesday, I need to be back by Sunday. If you're out and you're moving, you're making money. Somebody contacted us the other day and stating that he's about to have a child and he wants to get in his truck, but he wants to be able to come back every week. I told him to keep his job that he's doing right now, driving Uber, until he has his child, because he's going to spend a lot of money on his truck. You got finance, you got to pay the bills. My point of saying this is, you need to be able to go out for 2 weeks. If you could do OTRs, great, because you'll definitely make the money. If you find a good local gig, then that's great. But that's something that you have to look into. And granted, yeah, there's a lot of people making money, but according to how much you owe on your truck, what your truck costs you, what the insurance costs you, and then putting some money aside for repairs. Like, we have our drivers put 12 to 20 cents to the side just for upcoming repairs, right? Just like if you were to rent from a location, they would tell you, hey, they're gonna charge you 12 cents, 20 cents per mile. Do it for yourself too. So our drivers had this run going from Richmond, California, all the way to Lakeland. The gas that was involved with this, based on the miles, was around 2,900 miles, which just says $1,321 right here, but we all know that's going to be a little bit higher because of the fact of the ranges in different locations. Diesel was definitely higher than this, so it came around $1,700 that they paid for gas. And for this run, which they only had 2,720 pounds, which the trucks can hold 10,000 pounds. This is a light load and they can move, so they can save on gas. I quoted for this load because I need these guys to get back by Thursday. And I found this load and I quoted them $5,300. Our authority is seasoned. We do good work. We always divide loads. We don't have any issues. So they were brand new to work with us. But when they do their research and they see our history is good, we can roll. They got the load at around 9 something, packed up, and started driving off by 10. They stopped in Arizona, around this area. They continued, spent the night in Dallas at a hotel, and they went straight to Orlando and got there Thursday morning. So they left on the 29th and got there Thursday morning at 9. They left around 12 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3 days. A little bit under 3 days, but basically 3 days, because they started packing at 9. So 3 days, 5,300, track 1,700 in gas. Well, 1,600 in gas, but we had to also include the fee for the hotel. 3,600 divided by 3 is 1,200. 1,200 a day. This would not be doable if it wasn't a team driver run. All right. They had until Friday to get that load there. Actually, if you look, it states delivery is 12/3. That's Friday. picked up on Monday, 12.3. Thursday, so they could make it 3 days, which that means they made more money for their driving, and unless they had, somewhere to stop, but they needed to get back to Orlando, and therefore they got out. But 3 days, $1,200 is not bad. But they wouldn't be able to do this if it was a solo driver, right? For a solo driver, it would be very, very hard. It says 41 hours, but this is if you're driving a regular car, right? And you're just doing non-stop. We all know we have traffic, we have incidents that come up, different things. So it took them around 46 hours to get there. Now 46 hours divided by 11 is going to be more than 4 days, right? And they needed that there in the morning on Friday morning. So they wouldn't have made it there in time if it was one driver. But also he's going to be super tired. Let's be honest. Driving that much, let's say 11 hours straight, 11 hours straight, 11 hours straight, 11 hours, that's a lot. But with team drivers, you can push. So let's just say they decided that they didn't need to get to the house, but they wanted to go 3 days. So they went 29th, 30th, 1st, 2nd, the load was out of here. Now they can look for another load, pick up something, and deliver the next day. Then when they deliver next day, we can look for another 3-day run that goes from Friday to Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now they could have had a load on Thursday that took them from, say, Tampa all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina, right? And then they got a hotel, took time off, and then Friday I got them a load that's going from, let's say, somewhere here with some, maybe it's 80 mile deadhead pickup, and it's taking it to Denver, but it got to be by Monday. So now they can cruise, and maybe I got that load for $3,500. Overall, that week they would have grossed out $5,300. And let's say this load from Tampa to here, and I'm doing typicals. Let's say it just averaged them about $800. Well, the gross was around 1,000, and then they made about 800 at the gas. So they would have made 6,300 gross for the week. They do that times 4 at 25,000. When you have a team, it's a little bit easier to deal with the long distance driving. Maybe somebody gets sick, maybe things come up. If you got a good team, you can work together like our guys do. It's no arguments who's going to drive. I'm going to take over, you're going to take over. When it comes down to the timing, it's a little bit easier too, because hey, I'm driving, I got my 11 hours, you got your 11 hours. There's different things that come with trucking. There is the point of making a profit, the point of staying safe, the point of feeling comfortable and wanting to continue. Everybody wants to make money, we understand that, but trust me, in order to make money and be in business for a long time, especially with this trucking business, you need to understand your limitations and who you're working for. And if you do team driving, try to stick to doing long distance runs. Go from Washington to Los Angeles. Go from Los Angeles to Minneapolis, Wisconsin to Florida, Houston to New Hampshire. Take it all over. Some states that you don't want to go to, so if you do happen to go into these states like Montana, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, get more money. You might go into there with $2 a mile, but then you have nowhere to go and you got to go somewhere deadhead. But here at Trucking Investing, we try to make sure that our drivers make the most, but we don't count like everybody else counts. We don't look at the rate per mile when it comes down to box trucks. On our semi-truck side, that's something totally different. We count how much they can make for the day. And like I just stated, for this run that they did, which was from Richmond to Lakeland, Florida, they averaged $1,200 a day net, because they already covered their gas and they already covered the hotel. And with team drivers moving, they can't take out, let's say, $200 a day for this and put $600 aside. 2,900 miles. So see, they could put 20 cents a mile to the side for repairs. All right, so 600 to the side for the truck future repairs. Might not be anything detrimental to the truck, but it could be oil change, it could be one of the basics. But they could put that to the side.
Real quick, you guys, if you need dispatching services, go ahead and get with Trucking and Investing. You can go to their website or text them at their number. It's 323-475-6661, and tell them you want to get on the road. All our loads have been booked by them.
We only trust them with our service.
Facts. They are really the best. They have been pulling through for us every single time, no hesitation.
Load after load, no downtime.
Facts.